Sometimes you see tax rates as high as 60 or 70%. As you climb up this ladder, you should be contributing more.
Contributing more. The question is how much? There you've got the freshman Democratic Congresswoman from New York. She's not the only progressive proposing higher taxes now that the left controls the House. Here to break it all down and the taxes perhaps you can see to change from the Democrats, Americans for Tax Reform Director Paul Blair, as you can see, from D.C. Paul, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so Nancy Pelosi got the gavel last Thursday, and already we're hearing rumblings that they could increase taxes on families and individuals and businesses. And you hate this.
Absolutely. Look, one of the first acts of the new Democrat-run House was to lower the requirement, the 3/5 requirement to raise taxes. And what we have seen since that time are proposals ranging everywhere from, of course, as you just played the clip, to double the top income tax rate, a promise to bring back the individual mandate penalty tax that hits largely taxpayers that are middle class, that make under $50,000 a year, a promise to increase the corporate rate by 33%. And so across the board, from low to middle to high earners, Democrats are waging an all-out war against taxpayers. Perhaps not surprising, but certainly concerning that it's happened so quickly in just the last week and a half, 2 weeks.
Right. Paul, and you say it's concerning because maybe the average American, and Paul and I were talking during the commercial break, Paul said that the average American over the last 2 years may not have realized that in the last Congress, Republicans were actually protecting America's taxpayers.
Absolutely. Look, since 2011, Republicans until this January had control of the House. And, the amount of protections that middle income, low income, and high earners certainly experienced as a result of that may not have been realized by taxpayers. Because, of course, if you listen to the mainstream media about tax policy, all they ever focus on is how rich folks don't pay their fair share. But, of course, as we know, the Republican Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the Republican plan that not a single Democrat voted for last year, delivered wage increases in the form of tax cuts for 90% of Americans. Right. And so not only did Republicans, when they had the chance, deliver tax relief for Americans, right, but when Democrats took over, so as we've seen in the last week and a half, they've come out with these proposals hitting families, small businesses, and companies, and it's certainly concerning.
Well, it is concerning, but at the same time, for Republicans, they've got the Senate. And if the House passes some crazy bill with big tax hikes, the Senate will say, no.
Absolutely. And that's, I think, what voters need to pay attention to over the course of the next year and a half as we head into 2020. As President Trump runs for re-election, Republicans try to take back the House. And that's that if Democrats ever got control, folks' wallets would be targeted by this wide range of taxes. So absolutely.
Let's see what happens. Paul Blair, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.